Guys, what's up? Just a little bit of housekeeping before we start today's episode. I have to admit the video cut out halfway through the episode. Quite tragic. It was just due to not having a good cable, and so we lost the video feed halfway through. But thankfully we kept all the audio, the important good stuff. But for those watching on YouTube who may be disappointed, I just wanted to point that out. Without further ado, here's the episode. Trying to find a next spot for a show or event? Look no further. You know them. You love them. Stutterbox Productions is here to help. They always have an excellent team that is always busy and in motion behind the scenes in the Midwest, and they have plenty of shows lined up. So what are you waiting for? Head over to Stutterbox Productions' Facebook page for all of your needs today. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, we're here returning with McAllister's podcast. I'm your host, always called McAllister, joined today by third time returning guest, I believe, my man K and Dot. How the fuck are you doing today?
Man, it's great to be here, man. I'm doing great, you know what I'm saying? Just been growing, elevating, you know what I'm saying, doing my own thing.
Hell yeah.
Out the way.
Hell yeah. Well, it's great to have you, man. I mean, you were just playing me some music.
Oh yeah.
A little bit ago, and
Bangers.
a lot of people come through and play music, but I was genuinely impressed.
No, yeah.
With what that was. I mean, it really emulating that West Coast sound, but the fact that you both featured other local artists, and the fact that you're here in Des Moines.
Oh yeah.
Working, it's really cool, man. It's really cool to see that.
Yeah. No, that all of that is just you know what I'm saying, just passionate within the craft. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just we with my group and what I start like with this whole music stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm really passionate in it. So I've been dabbling into all type of genres and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, you were talking before you came through that you had been recently doing battle rap.
Yeah.
Which we've had. I think the only one that we've had. Oh no, we had Crazy Baby. Does Crazy Baby still run it?
I actually. Oh yeah. I was actually on his league.
Okay. Yeah. He's so yeah. So we've had him on the podcast. We had Obs on the podcast, who's done a number of times. Did you meet him by chance, Obs?
Who?
Obs.
I might have. He was probably over at the battle rap that just happened. I was.
I think he was one of the headliners.
Yeah. Oh, he probably was. I ain't gonna lie.
Glasses and the dreads, kind of up in a.
I think so. Yeah. He probably. I think he was there. Yeah. Cause me personally, I was like on the bottom of the card, no cap. Like so, I was just only focused on my opponent. But like everybody that was there though, I ain't gonna lie, they was rocking it. Them boys know how to spit. I ain't gonna cap.
Yeah. Well, I've edited footage for them, and it looks crazy. Like some of the shit that people say, it's fucking.
I'm telling you. I mean, people don't think it's a real science to this. It's like you gotta be really in tune.
I saw one where it was a black lesbian and like a white Iowa guy.
They go crazy. I'm telling you, you'll be surprised to see who can really go and like what they come up with the stuff that they know and stuff that they've been through. You know what I'm saying? And then they put it together in such a beautiful way to where you like, damn, I ain't think of it like that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's how battle rap is. Or that's how battle rap should be and always been. You know what I'm saying? A way that you can look at something and just see it in a different light and just be like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Because you got people, I'm trying to think of a crazy one that I've heard. You know what I'm saying? Well, fuck, I just rap one of my bars that I said on my song because it was like catered to like a battle rap like type of.
Sure.
So I said I was like I spit from the core. I was like, what'd I say? I said I can't speak for the streets, but still something that I could teach. I still spit from the core. Damn, I just heard it. See.
I don't want to do this anymore.
No. I was like, I spit from the core. I was like, you know what? Let me spit the whole verse. Because now I got to get at everybody this stuff because they're going to be thinking I don't really be rapping. But I was like, look.
Sorry.
I was like, look. Ain't too many niggas stepping like me, still walk with the heat, but I'm still cold, heart in the beat. Don't speak for the streets, but it's still something that I could teach. If they begging to be around me, you fuck with a leech. I still spit from the core. Vivid words, I spit what they saw. I had to mature, cause the spot mines, but I slept on the floor. But it made me a boss, cause this wave, they could see from ashore. Hottest nigga in the game, but I was raised in the north. Like shit like that is like you could think about it another way, cause I literally said, the spot mines, like I had my own crib, like I was speaking basically back in the day, like when I was living out there in Fort Dodge, when like my first crib.
Oh, you're from Fort Dodge?
I'm not from Fort Dodge. I'm from Chicago. Yeah,
that's right.
I moved from Chicago to Fort Dodge. That's my first time like actually living out here.
I was about to kick you out.
No, no, I'm already knowing. But no, literally like my first time living over there, like you know, so I ain't gonna like from my move, like. I was sleeping on the floor. Like, I ain't had no bed in there. You know, so it wasn't until, like, I had to, like, really start maturing. And, like, I need to get some furniture in here. And then once I started doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, sure. You know what I'm saying? But just that part when I was, like, you know what I'm saying, spot bags, but I slept on the floor. But it made me a boss because this wave, they could see from ashore. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody had those humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying? That's just basically me touching on, like, a humble beginning for me. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And it's speaking into it in a way to where people can relate to it and also understand, like, okay, you know what I'm saying, you've been there before, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't the end all be all. You know what I'm saying? So people say things in a way to where you be like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? That plus that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just if you watch rap, watch rap and watch battle rap and you actually pay attention to what people say, because I feel like that's where, you know what I'm saying, the energy and the art form is lost at now, because people don't, everybody talking about they got a house on their wrist, or they, like we just talking about that shit. Like me personally, I don't give a damn about none of that. Like, I don't care. If I get up, you're going to still see me rock my my unk. And you gonna see me rocking my beads. I promise you. I swear. Like, I ain't gonna be.
I like that, man.
This my bad. This is a fucking jet pillar. Oh yeah. I want to make sure I said that right. But if I'm rocking my jet pillar and then this shit, that's it. I ain't rocking no other diamonds. If it ain't for me.
Hell yeah. So going back quick to the rap, I'm curious. Like, how do you find yourself like flexing that muscle, or like working that muscle where you know, because you know, just what you rapped, I mean, you have everything down in terms of like the structure of it. I mean, are you writing every day? Are you practicing every day? Are you watching other people rap? Like, how do you?
My thing is, I don't write like all my music that I record, because I got my own studio. I make everything myself, so I don't have to sit there and write. Once I feel a beat, I just go in there and do what I do. But as far as like battle rap, I do write for that. But I mean, really, everything stems from that though. Stems from battle rap. You know what I'm saying? It stems from the mecca of hip hop. Is like the art form of battle rap. You know what I'm saying? Is to really, like, everybody's best songs has a lot of metaphors. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure,
Drake's best songs has the most metaphors or punchlines. Lil Wayne's, you know what I'm saying, when he went on that crazy 13-year streak, you know what I'm saying, dropping bangers after bangers, he was really rapping. That's why everybody liked the shit. It wasn't because it was just 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot. They wasn't just fucking with that part. They liked the whole song. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the shit that he was saying, like, you know what I'm saying, Nightmares on the Bottom.
Yeah,
that's a crazy.
That's one. The Carter 4. That's like one of the best.
Like, bro, like, albums. And it's because of real rap. It's because, you know what I'm saying, and I don't always feel like people have, because even Lil Wayne, he freestyles everything.
Yeah.
So I don't think you have to write. I just feel like you have to know enough to be able to say it in a way to where people can understand it, and then it hits in a way to where it's viable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I tried to pay attention, but attention paid me.
No, you see that? So, I mean, you don't hear that. You don't hear stuff like that no more. You don't hear that. I mean, now all you hear is, you know, dudes got 15 different women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not trying to marry none of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, Lil Wayne isn't either.
Yeah, but at least he gave it to you in a way to where you had to understand it when you got older. Because a lot of people now, like kids now, they like the song, yeah, because they vibing with it. But when they get older, they be like, "Oh shit, he said that. That's what that means." Wow.
Yeah,
but they won't understand that.
The music wasn't about that. Yeah,
it was never about that. It was always about having good delivery, having good punchlines, having good, like, you know what I'm saying, schemes, good story ability. Because, you know what I'm saying, you had like the old school rap. They had a lot of those story raps back then.
And
I ain't gonna lie, like, you know what I'm saying, you got people now, like, that's what I'm saying, you compare now to then, you don't got none of that. I mean, only thing you got is you got the people who used to be going crazy like that. They trying to follow in the wave of these young people who not really saying much, but I guess TikTok made it okay to booty hole brown and everything.
Booty hole brown, that's funny.
So
you know, I recently saw like a video analysis on YouTube, and they were talking about how, like, they were talking about how TikTok has kind of halted hip hop in a way.
Yes.
Like, people feel that, like, we're kind of stuck in this, like, trappy sound.
Yes.
You know, the Lil Uzi Vert type of, like, we're just stuck in this because of TikTok, because
if you can't do that dance, it's out. You done. You ain't making it, buddy. It's over.
Do you think that's going to be something that fades, or are we just doomed with trap?
I'm gonna tell you like this: time is gonna continue to elevate and evolve.
Yeah.
So you never know what's gonna happen. All you got to do is just stick to what you do, and then whoever fucks with it. That's why I told you before we got on that stuff. Like, I ain't worried about nobody else, and everybody who I mess with and who I rock with ain't really worried about that extra stuff either. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying. But for everybody else, you know what I'm saying, they gonna have to do what they gotta do. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like for the most part, the realness is starting to come out. Because all this fake stuff is starting to get dried out to me, because everybody want to be a fake gangster, but then, you know what I'm saying, get proven themselves when they get into that situation where they have to really prove themselves. You know what I'm saying? That side of themselves, and then it's like, oh, I ain't that, I ain't this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, let's start pushing in a different light. You know what I'm saying? Because now, I ain't gonna lie, Chicago used to have a big light shine on them when they was pushing the drill shit. Now I hear them pushing peace now. They ain't really getting no media attention over there either. You know what I'm saying? Now they trying to do something positive. Ain't nobody caring about that shit. So it's just like,
well, that's the vicious nature of journalism, right? It's like, the problem is, like, the thing that sells is bad news, right?
Yeah.
Like, there have been examples of newspapers and such that have, like, tried to ran just, like, simply positive stuff.
That's facts.
But I mean, it always fails because nobody cares. Like, nobody cares about you saving a cat out of a tree every day. You know what I mean? Like, as sad as it sounds.
Let's be real. I mean, I know this is bogus, but I fall victim to it too, because to me, honest, like, I feel like if somebody gonna do a charity, you know what I'm saying, especially a multi-billion-dollar company, you know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna be asking people for no money.
Yeah.
But like me personally, you know what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure people, when they go to these stores, you know what I'm saying, they see the whole little, you know what I'm saying, do you want to donate the extra little cents to make it a full? People gonna say hell nah, because they like, man, fuck out of here.
That's all scam,
so,
man.
You see that? See what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So
people have gotten mad at me for not donating. I don't give a shit. I'm not playing into it, man.
But that's the thing. It's just like for me, it's like it's like doing good and being and having that good light it's like, it's weird, because I feel like it's gotta be genuine and know enough for people to really like fuck with it, and It's gotta be done in a way to where, you know what I'm saying, people know that it's an innocent cause. Yeah,
well, I mean, I'll go one step further. Like, how about, like, being genuine, right? Like,
that's a fact.
I think that's like a big appeal of donation, right? It's like people, like, instead of like seeking out in your community, like somebody that needs help, or you know, donating to someone individually or whatever, like, you just kind of it's this like you know, cognitive dissonance where you can kind of just, okay, I'm just giving money to this thing that says it's good,
right,
and that's going to make me feel good,
right,
and that scratches that itch. Yeah, I can just go get my McDonald's.
And see, that's why me personally, like I don't, even though I don't donate to those little charity things on the world. You know what I'm saying? When I see homeless people, I give them food. I give them money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I like sometimes when I ain't gonna lie, I be dashing out here, and some people, they be dropping me off to a location that's out of nowhere, and I be trying to hit them up. Be like, whoa, you got to get this order. They don't be hitting me back, so I be calling the DoorDash people. They tell me I gotta, you know what I'm saying, let the order go, and then, you know what I'm saying, just leave it where they told where the destination is. So I be keeping the shit. I give it to a homeless person. Like,
oh,
hell yeah,
nice. That's awesome.
I don't even touch it. I don't touch it. I done gave out chicken to these motherfuckers. I done gave out full pieces to these motherfuckers. Like, I'm not saying that to gloat, but I'm just saying I'd rather give it to the people, and I know that it's going directly to them. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. I'm not finna give you my money that's collecting to $1 billion that's coming up. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Bullshit. You could add up your money to that shit and give it to them.
Yeah, there was a guy. There's a YouTube video of a guy who's like he used to like give like homeless people donuts and shit, or like bakery goods when he was when he was done with his shift. And one time a guy just like came up with an eyedropper and just like squirted 30 hits of acid in his mouth. He tripped for like 2 days.
What the hell?
So if you donate to homeless people, sometimes you get some acid. So that's a plus.
I don't want that shit. I mean, we're gonna have to make some rules for these niggas. Can't be coming up to me like that. I keep the banger with me.
You shouldn't have drinking that water then. Did you see some pieces of paper in your water? Oh, I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you.
I was finna say, I'm about to go ahead and see
this episode.
I'm about to see everything move. It's finna get real in this bitch. Watch.
I've always been curious to do an acid episode, but I don't know, man.
I'm one of these days. I'ma just because what people don't understand is that people get the whole misconception of trips. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to like, not convince, but like I had to explain certain things to certain people, and then like when I tried to, they didn't understand it. But then when I was like tripping and shit like that, I talked to them, and I was talking normal and shit like that, and I'll be like, and I all I know is when I told them I was tripping, it was when I was getting off the phone. I said, all right, I'm about to go. I'm tripping right now. You know what I'm saying? They was like, what? I said, yeah. I said, I'm off some shrooms, and he was like, wait. You talking to me normal as fuck? I said, I told you will never know.
Yeah.
Like, you won't know until I tell you.
Yeah, they've done videos where they've compared people like both drunk and on LSD or mushrooms or whatever, and the people that are on psychedelics are like almost always more functioning.
Yes, like you did. Like I'm telling you, he was
maybe don't go drive.
No. We and that's why we went out walking. We just walked. I said,
that's the shit. Yeah.
I said we finna go walk this trail real quick. He said trail. I said, yeah, I'm finna walk this trail with my homies. I said, yeah, I'm tripping. He was like, what? I said, yeah. I said I'm off shrooms. He said, you for real do that shit? I was like, yeah. He said, wait, you ain't tweaking? I said, no. He said, I ain't even know. I said, duh. I said, you ain't going to know. Like, you won't know. I said, it's not one of those glitchy, like, substances. It's a natural substance that just opens up a different part of your brain to really just function a different way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You just look at things differently. You just want to embrace nature more. So,
yeah, you're really alert.
Yeah. So it's just like, and I was like, it makes you more cognizant about what's going on around you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna start to see. I mean, yeah, you see things in a different light more than you would if you was like sober. But I mean, like, it's not like to the point where I've never gotten to the point where it was like, what the fuck? No, I've always been chill. I've always been with people that was cool. You know what I'm saying? We was always talking about real shit. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, that's low key how this shit started. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My business came off of shit like that, and I'm not
that's nice. That's
promoting
awesome.
Shit like that, but you know what I'm saying? I'm telling
Steve
people
Jobs
like,
thought of Apple.
Yeah, you know what I'm
LSD.
saying? It's just some things, you know what I'm saying? people gain, you know what I'm saying, new ideas from it. And it probably open up new doors for them. So
it
you never
is
know.
a very creative mechanism.
No, it is. It really is.
Gained a lot of positive things from LSD. I quit smoking because of LSD.
You see, I quit smoking nicotine because of my last LSD trip.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I completely cut that out.
So, like, I'm curious about your story. Like, why? Like, what was it that like you went through that like kind of caused you to be like?
Well, my girl having cancer. I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, like, I didn't want that to be something that I would go through, and I wanted to, and I don't want my kids to, you know what I'm saying, grow up seeing me, you know what I'm saying, having some hard times, because in these nicotine sticks that they be having, like the jewels and stuff, they worse than cigarettes.
Yeah.
They worse than cigarettes. So it's like, and I kind of felt it in my own energy, like how I was moving, like I couldn't do too much, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I was smoking nicotine and we'd be going up to get air, you know what I'm saying, like damn near like 3 times a month, I would be like dead tired, like in the first 2 minutes, like if I was to still be smoking on nicotines. Like that stuff, it ain't no joke. It ain't good for you, I promise you.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's necessarily the nicotine of cigarettes. I think it's some of like the other chemicals. Like I think nicotine in itself.
But it's just whatever they got in it, whatever you smoke is not good for you. Like I'd rather just hit a bong. Like that's it. Like you know what I'm saying. Weed ain't known for killing you. You know what I'm saying. You can't even die off that shit.
I am kind of curious if that will change over the next 5-10 years, if they will kind of start to see evidence, because maybe not necessarily with THC.
That's if you start, and that with that, I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
but with that, I feel like if that shit end up happening, it's gonna be because it's with their shit. It's not with natural. With natural products, you don't get that type of side effect.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like I wonder, because I think every hardcore stoner has been at that point where they have their pipe that's full of resin. They're like, hey, I could hit that for a week. No,
for real, no. Because
I wonder if that's going to be just fucking awful.
No,
for us.
No,
you know what I mean?
And that's what I feel like. I feel like they trying to make it that way, but I honestly feel like it's one of those. It's one of those like things that's in this world that you can't really like. You can't make bad. Like everybody knows that. And a lot of people have lived and died and have never had no problems, like real problems with this type of stuff. Yeah. And when stuff like that happens and comes up, everybody's gonna know that ain't natural. Yeah, that's something that they putting out there. They're trying to kill us, and at that point, everybody's just gonna start growing their own shit for real. I mean, that's what I'm gonna start doing. I ain't gonna cap.
Yeah, but like even like dabs, like that type of I knew like a guy who used to sell those things, and like like his like a good friend of his like got fucking arrested in California. The guy like got him, and they found out it was around the time that they found out where it had that like really nasty, like really awful chemical in it.
Oh shit!
It's like the stuff that's in mints.
What the hell?
They put like a tiny amount in the mint, so it's fine. But like there was like so much in it, that it was like if you used it over a long time, it could like have like people were getting popcorn lung and that kind of shit,
like real effects.
Yeah. But like I smoked that shit for like 6-9 months.
What the hell?
Like I'm probably gonna fucking.
He said, "Man, this weed, bitch. I'm good. Stop playing with me." But I feel you though. I mean, at the end of the day. I say this, like I said, if it's natural, I have no doubt that it will ever kill you. Like I don't feel like it would ever kill you. Like I feel like everything that is naturally that grows from this earth, if we use it the right way, it will never harm you. It'll always help you. I mean, maybe if you keep using
you could. I mean, like opiates, you could OD. Like that's a plant. You know what I mean? Like a poppy seed. I mean, it could happen. But yeah, I mean, I do agree with you though. For the most part, and honestly,
you do got people who just overdo everything.
Yeah,
so you gotta.
Well, and to be fair, I like this is controversial, but like a lot like heroin. Like a lot of like seasoned heroin addicts, like a lot of the times when people OD off heroin,
that's a hell of a drug.
It is, but a a big part of the reason why people die is because it's mixed in with other stuff.
Right.
So usually the idea is like, oh, you do heroin and you do too much and you overdose, and that's not really what happens. Like 90% of the time, it's usually it's mixed with cocaine, or they mix it with alcohol, or there's like fentanyl or something in it that's like just different.
That shit people need to leave that shit alone. I got a homeboy. And and that's the thing. I don't judge people who fuck with that shit. I tell you, leave that shit alone because I care. Yeah. Because I got a homeboy. You know what I'm saying? He was recently out for meth. You know what I'm saying? And you know, out here there's a lot of them motherfuckers. But you know what I'm saying? I told him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit ain't. That's for his situation too. I ain't gonna get into that, but his whole situation in his life and how everything is going is like, bro, like, first of all, you don't need to be dabbling into that shit either, because when we was all sitting in the group together, because this was we had this conversation before we went to this little trip out there in Kansas, and we was just showing him all the little chemicals that's in meth. I'm like, dude, it's about like 30 acids that's in this shit. You're taking a lot of shit that's really can kill you, and that little bitty, and it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, and that's why I be telling people, like, bro, like shit like that, bro. When you get into an addiction like that, man, go get some help for real. Cause
no, I mean, I agree. Yeah,
that shit, man, that shit ain't no joke. That shit can kill you, and that shit. He even tells me, he says, bro, he said even doing that shit one time, having an addictive personality or an addictive personality, it'll make you want to keep doing it. Even one time. Even if you had a little bit. I said, fuck no. I said, you don't, no. And I literally broke his little piece. You know what I'm saying? That he used to smoke that shit out of.
Have you ever heard of Carl Hart?
The name sound familiar.
I think I'm getting the name right. He is a Harvard professor. And he is a frequent user, or semi-frequent user of heroin and methamphetamine. And he has a full-time job. He has a regular life, completely stable family, everything.
Pray for him.
But the point is, I mean, he's doing fine.
Pray for him.
So I always
somebody is praying for him. So, like, bro, somebody got some real. And I'm not saying it's like a super energy. It's real. Like, energy is real. You know what I'm saying? And somebody must be wrapping some real healthy energy towards him to keep that man alive, because something like that, bro, no, for real, bro, shit like that can kill somebody, bro.
Come on.
Shit like that can kill somebody. And I'm not, there's a lot of things, like I said, I smoke weed, you know what I'm saying? I smoke dabs, you know what I'm saying, wax. I dibble dabble into the acid and the shrooms. And I occasionally drink Jack Daniels. You know what I'm saying? But that's my range. That's all I keep it at. That's all I'm keeping it at. And realistically, I don't even promote people doing any of that shit.
No, and I don't necessarily either.
You know what I'm saying? But that other shit?
I guess I just wonder if, a lot of the reason why people have negative effects with these drugs is because of the societal.
Bro, I really had people close to me like strung out.
Yeah.
I don't like how that shit look. Like, that shit look like, bro, like the look. Even my homie, like I said, the boy who I was telling you about, he said he saw himself, and he said he didn't like the way. Like, I said that, I'm like, nigga, you look like a zombie.
No, I mean, if you're doing too much, you can do too much.
He had a little bit. He said he did a little bit. He went into work, cracked out. I'm like, yeah, why?
The managers I work with, the managers ended up calling an ambulance.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I me personally, and like I said, everybody got their own life. But with that type of shit, man, ooh, I don't wish that on nobody. I don't wish that addiction on nobody.
And I don't, like, I'm not sitting here like saying go smoke meth or do heroin.
No, we not doing that.
I'm just making
I'm just saying my point of view, like my bit, like I just have a really like.
Sure. No, I respect
from that shit.
I respect that, man.
Yeah.
We try. We have open mind conversations.
Oh no, yeah, no, but trust me, I got homies that snort cocaine too. You know what I'm saying? I promise you, like I don't touch that either.
No, I mean,
like
me neither,
I'm telling you, bro. Everybody do a lot. It's a lot of people out here. When you start getting out there in the world, you start seeing people that do some crazy ass shit.
Yeah.
But I promise you, you will not catch me doing half of that.
Yeah. I guess ultimately I would say I think it just depends on the person.
Yes.
I think like Carl Hart and like somebody that has that kind of experience, like they're two different people.
His
right?
mind is strong too.
Exactly. Like there's something there where he has self-control.
Like I said, it's an energy there. It's some energy there, bro.
Look, if I started using meth or heroin, that probably wouldn't end well. Like I can admit that.
No. And don't get me wrong, I would never like talk down on somebody who do. I will always like try to pray for them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I can always try to
give,
that, man.
Yeah, I will always try to, you know what I'm saying, give you good energy, you know what I'm saying, for the, you know what I'm saying, for your time doing what you're doing, because I don't want to see people go out like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. Like, look, when people die of, ODs or, it really affects their life, that's tragic. I agree.
Different, bro. And it is different when it happens to somebody that's close to you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, and look, I think that's all the more reason why to have these discussions, right? To like really get to the core of the problem and be like, hey, is the solution really going to be just making everything illegal, or is there something else we can do? I guess that's my perspective.
I mean, realistically, to be honest, you can think about what's that country, Switzerland or
country. Well,
that where everything is legal because they ain't got no.
So I think Oregon is the only place that
out here. I thought it was somebody
anywhere. I don't think there's any country that has drug legalization. Really? I could be wrong on that. I know Canada has marijuana legalization. There are probably other countries that have that, but I don't think there's. I think the only
Canada's
place
legal now
for cannabis. It has been for a while.
I didn't know that.
A decade. It's been dude. That was way. They were doing that way before the U.S.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I did not know that.
Yeah. That was the whole thing. Like people were crossing the Canadian border and selling weed, and there was a whole. What was it?
Are you serious?
Fuck. I can't remember what the movie is.
See, I'm lost. I didn't even know about that. Damn.
Yeah, it's some crazy shit, man. That was a whole thing that happened.
I got family up there in Canada. Man, what the fuck?
I cannot remember what the movie is called, but this guy, like, he took a sample, he tied it in a condom and swallowed the condom, and that's how he smuggled it.
What the fuck?
And then he shit it out and gave it to the guy.
Oh,
and then
hell no.
So and then
Don't
what they
ever
would
give me no shitty weed.
So then what they would do is they would take like camo suits, like leaves and shit on them, and they would just like in backpacks. They would just like carry weed back and forth, and they made a fuck ton of money off that, man.
I don't want no shitty weed though.
And you know what the crazy thing is? He never snitched.
You bet not.
He fucking.
You the one who doing this shit.
You bet not.
Fuck out of here. If you gonna do that, and that's another thing I just want to talk about. All these motherfuckers that they wanna be this, be that. And then you go ahead and do something else completely different, opposite of what you supposed to be doing. Bro, what the fuck? Like, how you supposed to be claiming that you a gangster and this shit like that? You snitching.
Yeah.
Telling on motherfuckers. Like, bro, why you hanging out with these niggas? Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. And I don't really care about this person. I ain't gonna give him no clout. But we was once messing with a little boy. Not like messing with him, like don't yeah.
Sorry,
people gonna take that in the wrong way. But we was cool with this rat.
Sure.
And we didn't even know he was a rat.
Oh damn.
And the crazy part about it is like we actually cared for the boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we that's our friend group. We like if you a part of this shit, like we fuck with you. We care about you. We want to see you succeed. So when Shorty didn't have no food, we all band together to get him some groceries. We filled up his house with groceries. Man's always beg to come around. Like it's not like he has to, but it's like, bro, like when either two of us is hanging out together or we was thinking about doing something, he'd implement himself without even us like giving it you know what I'm saying, us to give us a chance to think about the boy. You know what I'm saying? And then when they got, you know what I'm saying, hemmed up out there on the job because they was at work at the time, and they wasn't really doing shit at all. You know what I'm saying? They was actually going to lunch and coming back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they might have had a little doobie in the car, but I mean, shit. When you work in that type of job at HTH, you know what I'm saying? That type of job, bro.
Yeah.
And you working 12 hours, hard ass work, bro.
Yeah, it's the only way to get through it.
Right. 12 hours. And I mean, they working night shifts.
Yeah.
And
That's why they make carts.
They cleaning, right. They cleaning out fucking factories and stuff like that. So,
yeah. Man,
they need a little chill down. So, I understand that. But then when you make it to where y'all, like, when you make it to where it's a situation where it's something that is really not, because realistically all it was a lady got spooked because they saw some niggas coming out the car, and it was a bunch of them, and you know what I'm saying, she got spooked, I guess, thought that they was doing something, called the police smelled some niggas in the car, and you know what I'm saying, they all got booked. He didn't want to stay in there long, so he created a whole fake narrative that his only solution on how to get to work was with them. When it's a lot of evidence that shows otherwise. But my people kept it solid. He ain't say nothing. But he just went along and did what he did. And when that happened, because he tried to call me on you know what I'm saying, from jail. I wasn't picking up that phone. And because once I heard about all that shit, I'm like, yeah, can't fuck with you. Because y'all wasn't even in no incidents. Wasn't no real situation. And he talking like they was on some real big deal shit. They ain't even had shit in the car. They only had like, what, a half ounce?
Fuck that. God damn it.
I'm like, boy, what's wrong with you?
That's bullshit.
And I'm like, if y'all would have shut y'all mouth, y'all would have been get out. But because he ran his mouth, my bros had to sit in there for like 6 months. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
You run your mouth, and it's like, bro, if you don't rock with you, get away from us, boy. You don't do none of this shit, get away from us. He made it seem like we was on some real gangster shit. Y'all niggas, y'all was at work. You could have just said that. We was at work. What y'all worried about? Oh, what? Oh, well, you saw a blunt. So what? Hell, if I was there, I would have been like, it's mine.
Yeah, that's...
Let them go. It's mine. Fuck it.
Yeah. When, like, anytime...
I'm gonna get out. The fuck out of here.
Anytime someone brings police into a situation... Like, look, I understand if there's a violent situation, right? But especially
scared,
if
bro.
it's drugs... If
People
it's drugs,
scared.
go fuck yourself.
People
like, I'm
scared,
sorry.
bro. People scared, bro. People scared. I ain't gonna lie. People do... They make jail crazy. And
Yeah.
jail ain't crazy. When I was locked up, you know what I'm saying, up there, it was some little wild shit. And I ain't gonna say I was locked up for a long time, and I wasn't locked up for no dumb ass shit. Well, it was dumb, but it wasn't no dumb ass shit. It was just some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Some barred, you know what I'm saying, driving while barred. That was it. So, yeah.
Oh, wild barred. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's like another level of suspension. So,
is it?
Yeah, that's basically, it's a misdemeanor to Iowa, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Damn.
yeah,
Fuck
it is
all
what
shit.
it is. That's why I'm like, I don't really care. But other than that, like, that's what I said. People, they tweak. It's just, I hate when people do that. You know what I'm saying? You flies. That's not cool at all. That's not cool at all. I don't fuck with that.
Yeah, no. Look, I mean, it's really sad when people have a bad time with drugs, and especially like I said, getting busted by the cops and fuck that. Like that was always kind of something that irritated me with my, like, I would have this argument. Well, not even like an argument, but my dad would just say all the time. He'd be like, drugs will ruin your life. And like as someone who's like a libertarian minded, like, I believe in drug legalization. Like, it's just such a stupid narrative to say when the person that's like just going into someone's home who's peacefully just using a substance, throws them in a jail cell, like, that's like, and then you're just gonna say, oh, you ruined your life because you used a drug. Like, no, you're the one that's fucking going in and ruining these people's lives.
That's what I say.
That's you. That's not the fucking person using the drug.
And I say that too, like with marijuana, and it was just the fact that I'm like, y'all still locking people up for marijuana. Didn't they make it legal on a federal level? Like, I know all states isn't legal, but you know what I'm saying. Didn't they like not make? Okay, it's not a felony. You know what I'm saying? They can't make having weed possession as a felony, right?
I think I know in Iowa, at least, if you have over, I think it's like 24 grams, 22 grams, something like that, that's a felony. Okay. That's felony level.
How is that? But I don't get that. They offer weed as a prescription.
Yeah, Iowa doesn't give a fuck, man. You know how many states?
Do you do that though?
You know how many states are surrounding us that have weed legalized? Like almost all of them,
bro.
They don't.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, do you know, bro? You got Illinois, you got the state of Illinois, you got Kansas,
South Dakota, Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota. Dude, like, what the fuck?
Oklahoma
is too.
I think that's all.
Dude,
no, Oklahoma, no, Missouri. Wow, I'm an
Missouri.
idiot.
Yeah, Missouri is legal.
Is it? No. Is it? I don't think Mizzou's legal.
No,
I could be wrong, but I think medicinal might be.
Probably.
I think medicinal's
but
legal.
Regardless of the fact, it's a lot of states around us that's heavily blowing right now, and them people sometimes come through out here. What's up, buddy? But sometimes come through heavily out here, and literally, like, I ain't gonna lie, man. People do what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But having weed illegal, man, that shit lame to me. I ain't gonna lie, cause it never hurt anybody. You got more people driving drunk, which is dangerous. It's shit. Like, I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, people who do that shit is all of them are gonna be in accidents, cause you got some people who know what they doing. But as for the most part, when you catch motherfuckers driving high, the only thing you would issue with, I could say with that, they'll probably be driving too damn slow. That's it. Mm-hmm. What's wrong with driving slow? At least you're getting there safely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Here, let's take a real quick break, restroom break. We'll be right back.
Yep.
Guys, we're back in Cowstars Podcast.
We clean.
Before we maybe wrap this up, you kind of wanted to touch on some stuff, I know, about religion, even though I've already been arguing with people all day online. No, I'm kidding. What you did have some thoughts though. I'm curious.
I mean, first off, with this religion stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm spiritual.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, we get into this every time.
I know. I'm a spiritual person. But I do believe in God, though. That's the thing. Hey. I do believe in God.
Hey, it's all good, man.
I do believe in God. But, because I know we briefly was talking about Christianity and stuff like that. And that's why I'm glad I wore this today.
I noticed.
This right here is basically the real Christianity. Like,
I'm burning.
No. Sorry. But this one, it's. We always talk about the European version of Christianity.
Oh,
we never really talk about the real Christianity of life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what that Christianity, like the Ethiopian Christianity. That's the original Christianity, Ethiopia. And you can, I promise you, go out there, talk to them people. They'll let you know the real history about everything. Because the Ethiopia was the one who taught the Europeans about Christianity.
Yeah, we had Basia Fia in, and he talked a lot about this, of how Christianity became pagan and kind of, you know, the Western world's role and all that. It's all been it's cult. They cultized it. They made it into a cult. They made it into like a ritual. Like it's more like a sack instead of, because this was more praising life. You know what I'm saying? This was like basically, you know what I'm saying, giving thanks for life and trying to give more life. I feel like nowadays religion is all just revolving around death so much.
And I think it's
well, it's funny you say that because the cross originated from death.
Yes,
that was the whole.
That's what that cross originated. But that cross originated from this one though, because this originated.
I don't think that's true.
That is true. This is
really?
This was the very first. I promise you. Do your research. This was the very first cross. This is why you think it looked like a cross. Yeah. This was the Ethiopian Christian. Promise you, you see all the Ethiopian high priests. They rocking this. This is called a jet pillar ankh. If people go do your research about that, I ain't gonna tell you a lot about that shit. I want y'all to go do your research because when you hear it from somebody else, you can start giving your own ideas about the shit. But when you go research that shit yourself, now you can actually start to put shit together because then you be like you start questioning things that you're looking at. And that's what I want. I want people to start questioning this shit because, like, everybody is so like fascinated with death so much. Like that's what I feel like. That's what this culture is just ran off of is death. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's just feeding the power to be. You know what I'm saying? Even more. You know what I'm saying? If we start speaking life into people, start speaking love into people, which this is what this is all about. Mm-hmm. Then you start seeing a whole change of frequency and how people start to move. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until that, you know what I'm saying, European version of Christianity when shit started to really go. Because that's when they start to like guillotine people. They start to sacrifice so many people for pagan rituals. Like you said, like it just became like a whole sacrificial ritual thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what religion is like now. But if you tap back into what it was originally about, is about, you know what I'm saying, giving thanks, praising, you know what I'm saying, giving, you know what I'm saying, flowing with the energy and stuff like that. And every time when I, you know what I'm saying, I say that to certain people, you know what I'm saying, they be thinking, oh, he one of those hippie motherfuckers. And it's like, but energy is real. That's the reason why you think that way. Because you holding on to this energy of complacency and of you know what I'm saying, with the energy of walls around your vision to where you able to see what's really going on in front of you. Because if you understand how life works, what you gotta do, you go to school, you grow up, go get a job, you gotta wait till like you're 90 years old and then you retire, and then you got damn near however long you got after you retire until you die. You don't really get to experience like that full freedom for too long because you're gone after that. And then hopefully you have enough to where you can send back to your kids or to the people that's coming up so they don't have as hard of a time as you. You know what I'm saying? And that's not really how this all supposed to be. Like, we all should be having some type of struggle, but it's not supposed to be the way we are living in it now. You know what I'm saying? Life has its own struggles because everybody has their own path to live. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? But everybody see it, and you got to think about it. If everybody got the same struggle, we ain't living right. And I feel like everybody has the same struggle, low key.
So what would you think of that struggle?
Nigga, it's the economy.
Oh,
money.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's struggle. Everybody's struggle is to really, and it's like that's not supposed to be the struggle. Survival is instinctive for everybody, but we lost that because everybody is so used to getting a handout. Everybody's so used to, you know what I'm saying, getting a check for working such amount of hours a week. They ain't used to getting it to it. That's why I personally, I'm sticking to the DoorDash and the Instacart because it makes me have to go hustle for it. Like getting up $500 plus a week on DoorDash wasn't me just sitting there just not doing nothing. I had to actually go drive around and go make that money.
You know, it's funny you segue from religion to money. Well, it makes me think of an old Carlin bit where he's like, God is all-knowing, all-powerful, all-wise, sucks with money.
No, but that's the thing. But that's the thing, though. People will say God sucks with money, but God actually helps with money. He don't give it to you. He helps you get it. God is the head. God is the all-knowing. That's your mind. That's your instincts. That's the natural instincts of survival. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why I talk about money is because money for right now is what we use to survive for right now. You know what I'm saying? To get us out of this damn matrix. And then after that, then we be using other type of instincts to maneuver on that other type of wavelength. So for right now, I mean, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So
can I ask you something on that subject as an atheist?
Okay.
Because this is something that, like, sorry, not to. I feel like we're we're getting territory today, but like something that. And like, I don't mean anybody to take offense to it, but it almost feels kind of sad in a way when somebody is talented,
right,
and then they attribute all of it to God. And in my mind, it's kind of like, you're such a talented person. Like, there's something about, like, from my perspective, it's like there's something about your biology and your nature and nurture, and there's like all these tools that you are just like, you know,
right,
through scientific whatever, like we don't necessarily understand it, but something beautiful has been created. And in my mind, that's so much more impressive than just having God be like, okay, I'm gonna, like, you know, essentially program this person to just, you know, predestination type of thing.
But I feel like without knowing that is without knowing God, without knowing you, without knowing your energies, without knowing God, because God literally says, you know what I'm saying, I created you in my own light, find that light. You know what I'm saying? It's inside of you. You don't look outwards to heaven. It's inside. The true light is inside. When you call my name, it's every time when you breathe, not God. The mental is God. How do you spell God? G-O-D. Generator, operator, destroyer. We generate shit. We create. We operate the things by what we do in our actions. And we do destroy a lot. So I really feel like people misconstrue that energy and that word differently, because the energy is God, not the damn word. Like, the word is basically letting you know that you tapped in, but the energy is the real source. So that's why spiritual people, I really feel like because this is starting to boom. Like, being spiritual is starting to boom because everybody understand energy is real.
Yeah, that is a trend I've kind of predicted, because I mean we do kind of see culture and society going this way, right? That is, you know, for better or worse, in my opinion, better, going away from religion. And, you know, I think eventually it will cycle back. It'll swing back, and pendulum.
No, it's going to. It always do. I mean, this happens every. Yeah, it happens every time. Every time, like every form of something is gonna have more light than others. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was in a period where the European religion, Christianity, was the most talked about, popular one, and the most sought out thing to where everybody want to be. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a spiritual person myself, because, you know what I'm saying, like, I understood what they were trying to teach and what the underlying message, where some of them were trying to, you know what I'm saying, get to. But when you listen to somebody that's speaking more through the spirit than trying to, you know what I'm saying, speak about a more higher power, you know what I'm saying, being of a different presence than them, then you start to see the difference. Because people who's spiritual, they're able to connect the things that people can't understand to this world. You know what I'm saying? Just by the way we all think. I mean, if you really want to go into it, just study the mind. Study how fascinating and how cool the mind works. You know what I'm saying? And you learn that the mind is purely energy. Like, yes, it's a muscle, but that muscle does everything. That muscle moves everything. That muscle is the reason why your heart is beating. The reason why you can move. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain things that people, you know what I'm saying, do off of instinct. It's because of that damn muscle. You know what I'm saying? People be like, whoa, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So once you realize that muscle has a huge fluctuation of energy flowing through that thing, and then you learn that you can actually channel that energy to do whatever you need to do in your life and to like manifest whatever you need to. And manifestation is a real thing. Like you speak whatever to in your life.
Yeah.
It's all about vibration. It's all about how you move. And that's God. That's the true God. It's never no person in the sky. I promise you. Everybody that's on this earth, you're going to come back to this earth. This is an endless cycle that everybody has to go through and realize that energy is forever.
So do you believe in reincarnation then? Is that what you're saying?
I don't believe in reincarnation. I believe in carnation. I don't believe that we reincarnate because we don't come back to this flesh again. The ego dies.
Sure, but that same concept though, that like there isn't necessarily an afterlife. It's just a continuous.
Yeah, the energy is continuous.
Sure, yeah,
but not your ego. And once you separate yourself from the ego, then you will understand there's never no reincarnation.
So you do or don't believe in an afterlife?
Do I or do I not believe?
Do you think there's a heaven and hell?
A heaven and hell?
Yeah.
I don't believe there's a such thing as a heaven and hell. I feel like there's a such thing as living in a heaven and living in a hell. Because
I see. Okay.
Because literally, once you die, you go straight to sleep.
Yeah.
That's the ego death. That's what everybody's afraid of. But your energy still moves on.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, your energy still moves on.
So it's almost I mean, I know you. I mean, do you? So I guess I don't know what you identify as specifically, but that almost sounds like a Buddhist ideology. In a way,
you could think about it like that. Yeah. But me personally, I don't really subscribe to none of that stuff.
You just don't have a label for it.
I know. I'm myself. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And that's the only thing I can really attest to. I can't preach about nobody else. I can't preach about an energy that I don't know about. I can't preach about anything. I can tell you what I do, and I can tell you why and how, because I got an energy that's inside of me that helps step me into the right direction. Because there is a little voice everybody talks about that's in their head that say, hey, you should do this. And there's another voice that say, hey, you shouldn't do this. You should actually stick to this. Those are the voices of the good and the bad side of yourself. That's the heaven and the hell talking. That's for me.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
You don't have to, but that's what I'm saying. You don't have to. You don't have to. But at the end of the day, we all know that we all would like to choose the better decisions, and those better decisions link with the thought process of God. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. If you want to do good, you're doing God favor. No,
that's actually something I agree with.
That's a fact.
I do believe that, and not necessarily for any spiritual reason. Just like Dr. Gadsad talks about this evolutionary morality.
Right.
I can't talk today. But basically, it's like we develop our sense of morality, what's right and wrong, like through evolution.
Right.
Like essentially, like because I don't believe in karma in like a spiritual sense, but I do think, in a sense, karma, like just for the mere instance, like if you're a piece of shit, that's gonna come back to you at some point.
That's energy, though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody calls it whatever. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, and that's what I always learn.
Yeah.
Everybody got a different name for everything, but no one will say that it doesn't exist. That's why I say it's just energy. It's just the energy.
I mean, I don't know if it exists personally.
I mean, if we talk about it a lot, then it exists. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you say, if you think about it, if it's something that flows through that flows through your body and it's something that you talk about, whether or not that you think about it, whether or not if you want to believe it or not, your thought process that keeps bringing it up in your mind allows it to exist.
So are you almost saying that it's above us in a way, like we just don't have control of it? It just is.
Yeah,
like the
you
mere
don't
fact
have control of none of. No, you don't. Absolutely, you do not have control of anything, because no matter how much you want to say the thing don't it's not like it what it is. It don't change it, because we all know this is a mental reality.
Yeah,
we all live on a mental reality. So within that mental reality, it's an energy. It's a single source energy that helps control all the mental and energy and everything. Yeah. So whatever you say, if you say, "Oh, I don't consider that to be God," well, you can call it whatever the hell you want to call it, but you cannot say it doesn't exist.
Unless you're me.
Unless you're stubborn, yeah. But like I said, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna have their own argument.
Sure, yeah. No, it's kind of interesting. I don't really know how I feel about that whole. I mean, I do know how I feel, but it's kind of like I'm reading this book right now, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, and kind of a very like Eastern values type of book. Like, and he talks about a lot of the same things, like how like things just kind of are, and like there's really no way to control it. No. He alludes a lot to the fact that there's no free will, which I disagree with.
There's free will. There's only free will.
Being an atheist, that's something that has always struck me as odd. Is like every atheist like that I've met almost believes that there's no such thing as free will, and that's just mind-boggling to me. I'm like
if you're an atheist, how do you not believe in that?
You kind of fall into like the Buddhist idea, like that. What I was just talking about, how it's just like a thing that is above us, and we have no control of it, and like we will just through society or default or whatever, like we will just stay in line. But I disagree, because you find cases all the time of people just like not doing that, like whether it's like mental illness or whatever. I think the idea that you have no control of that is just kind of ridiculous.
I mean, I feel like in their aspect and how they visualize on it is in a way to where they saying like, even if you think that you changed your mind, it was already set in stone that you was gonna do that. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I guess you can say that in a way, but I feel like once you try to think that far into it, I feel like you get lost into the understanding of things. I feel like if you keep it in the base where it's an energy that's never gonna change or never gonna move, but you still have the ability of learning. Because I feel like I don't think anything new. If this is the realm of the mind, that means the mind is trying to experience itself. And that's what we always talk about in the spiritual, community, is the mind just experiencing itself, just learning more about itself. So, and if that's the case, then there has to be a free will. You know what I'm saying? If we're all here to evolve and to learn more about creation. You feel me? So I feel like in that aspect, there's nothing really set in stone until you do it. You feel me? If that makes sense.
No, I mean, yeah, that's just reality.
Yeah.
K and Dot, we're a little over an hour. I think this is a good place to wrap up.
Yes, sir.
Where can people find you? This is great to have you on, by the way. It's always a pleasure.
You my dog, man.
Hell
I got
yeah.
to, man.
Yeah, you're the homie, man. Where can people find you?
But
what do you got coming up?
First off, everybody can go to IG K and Dot 25. Go to go to Facebook K and Dot. That's KN space DOT. I don't really do that Twitter stuff, but yeah, find me on Facebook and IG, and then also go to amagolllc.com. Go shop for the merch. I do got clothing.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Shout out to the bros who helped me get this up, and man, shout out to you, man. You hit me up at a good time, man. For real.
Awesome. Yeah.
Appreciate coming through, man.
Hey, I appreciate you, man.
For real.
All right, guys, every Monday at 7 p.m., you know what's up. We got a website. We got a Patreon. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. Go find us. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.